All right, looks like we're good to go. For the most part. Reverse. Ryan, what's up? So annoying. So if anybody didn't read the description, tonight I need to work on printers because they are not behaving right. So we're going to fix that. Maybe, hopefully. We'll see what happens. These two. This one. Let's see if this fixes it. So some of my jumpers are not quite working out in Megatron, so I need to fix that tonight. And I want to get it back on the shelf so I can print more with it, and it's just not cooperating with me right now. So we're going to work on this for now. Blackhawk, what's up? Yeah, when printers misbehave, they sometimes need to be educated. I had a boss used to say that. Somebody would screw up, or they'd start saying something they didn't know anything about. He was like, man, go educate this guy. So, black, green, red, blue. We'll make yellow, blue. So tonight will also be a little bit of AMA. So if you guys have any questions on any of the projects I'm working on or the firmware I'm now using, things like that, go ahead and ask away. And I will answer you while I do these insanely mundane tasks tonight, like working on cables. Yellow's gonna be blue. In an alley. A technical tap. I like that. That's actually pretty good. All right, so here gonna be black, green, red, yellow is blue. This here. Oh, this one's up here. It goes up here. Here. And then this will go black to black. And here. Alright, let's see if that makes Megatron behave any more than he is right now. Oh, Nime, I got a bunch. Kit, what's up? Where am I at? Megatron. Restart. Alright. Oh, well, whoops. Okay, this one's misbehaving. So you can hear all that lovely noise. So we're also going to go ahead and change out this jumper. Now, the only reason why I have these little jumpers in here is because these motors from LDO have the Prusa ends on them. They don't plug in to a normal slot. Here's one. So because of that, you either need to cut off the ends and retip them, or you need to make a small jumper. And I can already tell this one's going to be crap. So we're going to remake this one here. You can buy an SKR conversion kit from Printed Solid, which I did. And it's on its way. It'll be here in a couple weeks. So in the meantime, I just want to get this thing working reliably. And that is where we're currently at right now, trying to get this to work reliably. If these jumpers aren't going to work reliably, then the whole printer is going to be... Because this threw me for a loop the other night. I was down troubleshooting lane for quite a while, as things were not working out the way they should. Yeah, these crimps are total crap. Hey, Aaron. Yeah, the motors were working, but again, these extension jumpers are causing me pain. Oh, Aaron, you got your printer fixed? Cool. And I did buy that kit because I don't like crimping my own cables, especially DuPonts and JSTs. There's a special place in hell for these people who created these two type of connectors. Not even afraid to say that because they suck. Where'd that pin go? See, when you drop one, it's gone until you come back later and you don't have slippers on and it goes in your foot. That hurts. Crimping takes ages and it is just an absolute pain. And again, if you like it, then you are some sadistic person. No doubt about that. One down. Oh, it was a relative index. Okay, good. I saw you guys talking about it. Didn't know if you actually figured it out or not. But I'm glad you did. Because that was actually something Kennedy brought up to me. Which I was... When I got back to my computer, I was going to tell you about it. But he said if you change your probing layout, you need to change the relative index. Otherwise, it won't work properly, which you found out firsthand. Welcome to my life. Well, I am getting better at crimping. I will say that. Definitely getting better. These past few months, the more I've been doing, and I did look up a few videos on like why is it so hard for me, and also realizing that I wasn't quite using these ratchet ones properly because I was holding my cable, putting the connector on it, and like balancing it and then crimping, and that's wrong. You're supposed to anchor the connector into here like that. It's crimped down. It's ratcheted down. And then prepare your cable end. And then stick it in. Once it's in there enough, and crimp it down. Like that. Okay. So, into the end here, we are going with black, green, red, and blue/yellow. Here, these are all wrong here too. These pins out of DuPonts, and if you pull up too high, you bend the plastic, and the plastic's deformed. It doesn't want to go back down. It's just, gosh. There's just got to be better. Someone's got to figure out something better for 3D printing. So I'm saying we're doing black, green, red, yellow. Okay. So then we go here, we go black to black. Forward. I also had an issue that I found late last night as I was working, is that my power to the power converter went ahead and came off the power converter. So I had a loose ground, which wasn't allowing the board to boot. I was like, why is this not booting? I was going crazy with it. And then I found it late last night, so I fixed that already right before I went live. All right, that fixed it. So now it's moving without any things. There. Now we're not jittering or anything like that. It's all because I was bad at crimping. So we're going to go ahead and send a G32 to this so that we can level out, and then we can get this out of the way. And we're going to bring in Ultra Magnus and get the Pi installed in that properly. Well, I still have more to do, Ryan. There's only one printer I need to work on. If I can get to the BLV tonight, I will. I'd like to. Because on the BLV, I got in today the right size. Let's see if these are actually the right. Yeah, Kit. Yes, I got new latching switches. And they also actually came with cable harnesses, which I very well might use these if they fit. I don't know if they're actually going to fit where the switches are installed in the BLV. I don't actually know if they're going to fit or not, but I thought these were super nifty because soldering onto the ends of these is probably the worst thing in the world, trying to solder the end of these switches. So if I can get around not doing that, I'm going to switch out the other one that's in there for one of these with a harness. And I think that'll definitely make my life with wiring much easier. Because then I can basically wire nut them together. If I have any wire nuts, I might just have to bolt crimp them for now. Oh, kid, it's definitely not motors. Like these are LDO motors, and talking to Jared on the Discord was good. So we probed 0.005 within a 0.005 between the two Z's. I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and button this up. Cables kind of managed a little better and hopefully not have to worry about this again. If not simply for a while. Forever would be great. Oh, did that hex nut fall out again? But I glued that in, you little bugger. Another hex nut here. Not a hex nut, a square nut. Could have swore I glued that in. Then again, maybe not. Need to redo the zip tie on this bed cable real quick as well while I'm at it. Because the sleeving came out. Where did I put those zip ties at? That is an excellent question. Big old bag of zip ties right here on the desk. Kit, this is the, if you go to printed solid, this is the Prusa kit. The only difference between this and the normal Prusa kit is that, what's his name from LDO custom made me the Z motors for this printer because my Z is a little bit taller than the Prusa is. The Mark 3S and the Bear. I think I get what I say. I get 250 or 260 on the Z, where on the Bear and the Prusa Mark 3S you only get 210 on the Z. So, and that's not by any means at all. That is pure happenstance because we were reusing the Folgertech 2020 i3 frame. And that just happened, the way it worked out was to make the Z taller. So they custom made me some taller motors to make that work. I still need to print out these parts here, which I'm going to do. I want to do some more testing. I started this one here and then the motor died on me. But so far, aside from again that bump in there and a failed print, this is coming out to be pretty good. Man, it's super shiny. That's way too hard to see. But I also have not done input shaper on this printer yet. Come on. That's way too shiny. Let's see if I can do it from here. It's better. So you can see I had an issue here, and then when the Z motor started flaking out on me because of that cable. But I mean, it fills in everything pretty good. It's easier if I zoom in there. That's easier if I do it that way. But you can see it's a little bit rough here around the edge there still. I also said silk. Silk shows literally everything. But we're definitely getting there. But now that the Z motors are going to work more reliably, I can do some more testing on this and get it going. So I did not, Aaron. I'm going to start this. I'm going to move the printer, repower the Pi, because I need to move this power cable as well. And then I'm going to restart this Benchy because I want to just have a benchmark of before input shaper with something like this. And then I will be printing new ones after I do input shaper. So, okay, so we can go ahead and I'm going to shut down Megatron now. Off. This out, take this out. Oh. Okay. So now I just need a minute to get this Pi plugged back in. Be a royal pain where I have it connected to. So I wish I could unplug something else instead of doing this, because I'm not using the ET4. There's nothing to plug in at. Right here. Oh, that's not going to work. We unplug you, plug you in there, plug you in. That's not going to work. Unplug that. It's down. Oh, we have to. Man, some of these power bricks, just trying to get. I used to have those octopus ends, but not lately. I don't know what happened to all of them. But I used to be able to plug in a bunch of stuff with those octopus ends. Especially things with power bricks, as they take up so much space. This needs to get out of my nose. Log on, kids. Get. I have so much filament out. I need to put this filament away. But ain't nobody got time for that. There we go. That's where we need to plug in at. Where'd the power brick go? There it is. This plugs in right here. I need to figure out a little enclosure or something to power the eyes off the printer. I don't want to do it. But it just makes life so much cleaner. Instead of having 2 plugs for every printer, you only have 1 plug for every printer. Because it is heck of annoying to plug everything in twice. And when you have this many printers, it's also super annoying. Because you have to find a place to plug all these printers into. Okay, so there's that. We can plug the power back in. That. And then power to the printer. That. And then turn it on. And Megatron is done. Hopefully. Hopefully. I'm going to make some space here, and then we're going to get Ultra Magnus in here and get working on him next. Because I have the parts printed, and I have a new bed for him as well. This is stripped M2.5. Magnus, come here. Oopa. There's Ultra Magnus. All right. All right, 12 volt, 24 volt down to 5. Oh, okay. See, I want something, Aaron, that is in line. So like I can just have 2 power leads coming in and 2 power leads coming out. That's all I want. Positive, negative in, positive, negative out. I don't want another like bulky converter because I have nowhere to put it on these machines. And the Volron or the BLV is easy. Those have like big compartments. I like keeping these things clean as possible, but adding all that on does not make it a clean build anymore. So kind of, I just wish there was something out there. If someone knows of something, please tell me, link it. I'll go find it. But I really would like something that is more in line and small as possible for these builds to power the Pis. But again, I mean, it is nice that I can always go to it. So I have Tron running so that anytime I want to access anything, I just use that. What we're going to do here, and I will eventually switch cameras and go in on this in a few minutes. So I can do it nowish. Just got to get myself ready here. So we're going to go like this. And move this stuff out of the way for now. There. Okay, so now we can switch to this guy here, and you guys can play along with me here. What do you got here? That's interesting, Aaron. And that can handle the 3 amps for a Pi. Hey, Viking. Spec 3D, what's up? ASMR, I do not have any Tronxy machines. This is Ultra Magnus. Ultra Magnus is red, white, and blue. So is the printer. Here is the latest edition that Aaron made. So what we're doing is this electronics compartment, sub-compartment is too small. I can't fit what I need in there. So we're going to move this entire thing up, and Aaron went ahead and designed a larger one using the universal SKR. So I did a dual print on it like this, red, white, then back to red. And this is going to give me enough space to be able to fit the Pi Zero down in here and keep it away. So, hey, there's Dan, what's up? Check that out, Kit. And he actually just followed me he followed me back on Twitter actually, so I can just ping him and maybe he can spit some wisdom at me. So this should be pretty straightforward, but I'm gonna need to just loosen up these mounts a smidge. Bolts for this. Because, man, this was a pain to get on after the fact with all the wires. Oh, I'm still not loose yet. Where's it at? Right there. There it is. All right, let's see if we can pop this out. Oh, this is going to be hard because it slides in that way. Son of a gun. This is going to be super hard with all these cables in. Oh, man. All right, let's figure this out now. So we've got a Z coming here. That. Tip this around. We can get it off. There we go. So here's the old one. Again, small. Here's the big one, a bit bigger. And we still need to go a little bit higher with this. Might need to adjust some cables. I do try to leave a little bit of slack in my cables when I build a machine. That's just something I learned from Dad and work, is just always have like a service loop or something. So in case something changes, you can. But that's going to be a little bit tough with some of these because I did make them kind of on point. And I'm going to just snip out this bridge because makes it hard to manage cables when that's in. Come through here, I'm going to scoop everything like that. Bring it forward. Bit. Did I get everything? I did. And then just need to what are we hitting on right now? That one right there. There we go. Power cable is a little bit tight. Oh, I have it routed in there. One side, other side. There we go. That's better. So the only thing we need to do is feed this Z up again. And ooh, I think it's too short. I think that's one of my problem children. It's going to be that Z motor. It's all the way down now. And this guy, oh, just doesn't reach. It's just too short. Ay, vey. What are you talking about, Ryan? Oh, a multiple power supply. That's interesting. 24 volt, 3 amps, 12 volts. Yeah, that's cool, Ryan, but there ain't nowhere on this printer to put that, brother. Like, nowhere whatsoever. So that's not going to work out at all. All right, we're going to clip these, solder on this bit of an extension, and go from there. That should work out all right. Potentially, at least. No, Ryan, that's more money in this machine. This machine doesn't need any more money going into it. That's not the point of this build. The point of this build is to use as much of the original ANET A8 Plus as possible for this. And I've done that. Sinking more money into it, not really what I want. I'll figure out some way to have that little converter in there or something. Figure something out. That's what Bourne builds are for, yeah. Yeah, I think, I mean, that would be interesting. Maybe I'll try that for this one. But right now we've got our USB. I made a little USB cable here for it to go in. And then, yeah, maybe we'll try that here. If you guys, did Nero post something about it? Or is that on a video that he did? Because if you guys know the pinout that I need to do, that would be cool. Because then I will go ahead and sacrifice another micro USB cable, cut it up, and get that done. Now I need to do this. Are these all the same? Black, green, blue, red? Yeah, black, green, blue, red. Off his head. Doing delicate work now. Hey, Dustin, how you doing, man? Well, he did a whole video on a kit. All right, I'll have to look that up here in a minute then. Soldering, soldering. Nothing like soldering. All right, I need to get some shrink tubing real quick. Some itty bitty stuff. I got lots of big stuff, but I'm running real low on small stuff. I think I actually had some pieces left over from the other day. Yes, I did. Yeah, Kit. I am talking about putting the powering my Pi Zero from the SKR. Make that perfectly clear. That is an interesting thing. I would like to try it out. If there's something else that I can do that's more streamlined on Megatron. I mean, I see that the power thing that Aaron posted. I just don't know if I want anything that bulky. That might be the only option too, because like if I'm totally off my rocks with that, just tell me. Like, Shane, you're an idiot. That's your only option. Get away. Blue. Okay. Pull the heat shrink tubing up. One, two, three, four. Oh, see, that blue was not a good. That did not tin well. There we go. And then I don't know where the lighter went. Power went out last night, so I took the lighter and lit candles. So we'll do this the old school way. All right. Let's hope that that still works. White, black, green, blue, red. Need to switch those two around. Blue. Here we go. Black, green, blue, red. All right. Now we can re-push all these cables back in where they belong. Just a lot of them came out. Doing shuffle. Here now. That still works, I guess. So now we've got a lot more space down at the bottom to work. Here. Now we're going to zip tie those cables now. Well, so far no issues, Ryan, but otherwise I have no other choice because these are the only ones that are long enough. They're the ones that came with the printer, but everything else I have is not long enough. And we also had issues trying to get other ones to work with this, and they did not want to work. So also now with Clipper, I don't ever use the LCD. As long as we get it partially managed, fine. But so far, that has not been an issue. Try and put these like this over here out of the way a little bit. So you have space for the pie. The whole reason for doing all this was to make space for the pie. Okay. Speaking of the pie, where is it at? Here it is. All right. So you guys are saying you need to find YouTube. Let's go to Nero. Nero 3DP. All right. So, Pepper and Pie 0. Was it the recent one he did 2 days ago?
Swap.
So, all right. That's not it. Okay. Because he's doing it with, so he's actually doing the whole thing not using the USB cable, right? Am I understanding this correctly? Because if he's running it to the TFT, the RX, TX ground, and 5 volt, does that mean I don't need to use the USB cable anymore? Okay, I like that a lot. That is way cleaner because I'm not a big fan of having this coming out the back. So we're going to go ahead and ditch that. And okay, so going off of this right here. All right, how do I want to do this? It only needs to be a 4 pair. The only way to get power protection, Ryan, is to run a power brick off of it and power it through the USB. Need to make changes in their RASP config. Well, if you can tell me how to do that, Mike, I will get to soldering. So let me get my helping hands out. Impromptu project. Well, I mean, tonight's all about working on this stuff, so why not? So we're doing those 4 pins there. So I need to get out the DuPonts. Here, and then we're going to get out the long one. Too long, I think. I wonder if I should use some 90s. Kind of debating that for a hot second, but maybe I won't. All right, so we just need 4. Well, awesome thing about YouTube is I can't watch his video and do it at the same time because then I will get demonetized and a copyright strike. So I can do it, just you guys won't be able to watch me see how he did it because of that. Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cannot get any easier than that. They might not be straight perfectly, but you know what? My head's not straight. Okay, now how we're going to connect it. So it's going to the TFT terminal, which is where? Right there. All right, so let's look up the SKR. So SKR 1.3 pinout. 5-volt ground TXRX. So I might just use some pre-made jumpers instead of making a cable because I don't like to crimp. If you haven't figured that out by now. But I have a bunch of pre-made jumpers here from Arduino projects, for Arduino projects that I can use instead. We're just going to use female to female jumpers. There's 3 already together. Do I have 4 already together? I can rip these off. That would work, I guess. You go down in there. We're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Because these are more than long enough for this. Four headers here. Put it on there. If that would ever focus, because this camera sucks. There we go. All right, so back to his video. So pin 1. Oh wait, I missed it. I need to put one more pin in because I'm an idiot. Quick, do it dirty. Because it skips the first pin. Easy day. So skip a pin and then do it. There we go. Okay, so then, brown is going to be my power. That's going to go to 5 volt, which is one closest to USB housing. So that's 5 volts. And then the next pin is ground. And ground is the next one. That's good. There we go. Then pin 3 is GPA14, which is RX, then TX. So I just need to flip these 2 around here. This goes right onto the TFT. Like that. And that right there should work. Okay, so I'm going to look here real quick. Okay, he's talking about it here. So we need to boot this up so we have power to it. Well, that's cool. It's not booting. It's not booting at all. Yes, I have a micro SD in the Pi. TXRX. Then SKR 1.3. I volt ground. TXRX. Nope, not at all. These cables. Wondering if something is not making proper connection now that I move things around. Plugged in okay. Boards are in. Those are in. TFT. Positive negative is only plugged in. So I'm getting nothing on the Pi. Page 12. Page 12 of what, Mike? Yeah, so there's two ground pins, so it's 5 volt ground, 1415. of the PDF. I'm not looking at a PDF. So I'm not sure where you are at all. Oh, yeah. Let me sign into chat real quick and then I can probably approve it. Hang on. Mike, go ahead and post it again, please, now. All right, thank you. Page 12 of this. 8, 11, 12. Okay. So connect TX D0 to RX and RX to TX and ground. So you don't need power? Hey, Jesse. Yeah, we're trying to figure this out. So I don't need power then. Then unplug that. We'll just do TX to RX, RX to TX. And that's going to be these. So skip one pin. Put those in. Oh, wait a second. Turn that off. These two on. Why does it say it doesn't need power? How is it working without power? Oh, I do. Okay, so we're still connect that. Yeah, but it's still not getting, I'm still not, this is not booting at all. I wonder if it's the cable. Oh, I have the schematic here. Like I'm looking, I have the schematic right here of the SKR. It's like I know what pins it's in because it goes 5-volt ground TX RX. Resets the last one. Closest, the 5-volt being the one closest to the USB. I'm not getting a voltage off the TFT. Positive there. Okay, maybe I just did a crap solder job. Let me just reheat these pins real quick and see if we can make that better. Maybe do what Ryan said and just solder direct to it. Yeah, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it at the cable, but I'm not seeing it at my actual at the pins again. So I just think it's a bad solder job because these are not tinned solder points. So they don't flow very well. Okay, we have LED now. Let's see if that works. Yes, it is 5 volts. Sorry, yeah, didn't say that, but yeah, it is 5 volts. Now let me go to, not that. Where's it at? Here it is. Okay, Megatron's online. Ultra Magnus. Wait for Ultra Magnus to boot up. All right, Ultra Magnus booted up. Sweet. Mike, both Aaron and I use Fusion 360 for pretty much everything. Okay, so now that that is up and online, Ultra Magnus. Okay. So here we're logged in Ultra Magnus. I'm going to pull up, move this over to here. And then, let's see. So Nero posted some things here. All right, I got to figure out how to get the USB port changed. Well, Mike, if you import it as a mesh and then convert it to BREP, and then I generally delete all of the triangled faces. But if it's like a round object, something like that, you're going to have all those faces. So, the make menu config. All right. And then, so we're changing. We're not using USB. We're unchecking that and using serial, right? My wife's saying, okay, so just set this to serial and then save it. That's it. Yes. Okay, so escape, save that. reboot that real quick, and then wait for it to come back online. Not reboot. Whoops. Let me get back into it then, since I shouldn't have rebooted. I need to edit the 2 boot files. All right, sorry. Print to boot up. Come on. There we go. Cable out of my way so I can type here. There we go. All right, so you want me to do vi boot. So it says console serial. It's at 11.15.200. Should I change that to 250,000? No, delete the console serial blah. So just console equals serial? And then do I delete the 11.15.200? Until the next console, okay. Like that. All right, then how do we save in this? Escape? Control S? How do we save? Control X? Illuminom, what's up? I'm going to read only? Well, how do I get out of this? Okay, so I need to do sudo. I am not a big pie person, so have patience with me here. So sudo. Now we're going to delete all of this. Okay, and then I'm going to do Q bang. So control X. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I freaking hate this. This is absolutely killing me here. Not what I wanted. There it is. Okay. So I'm deleting all that. All right, so I deleted that. Do it on my PC. I can do that. Boot, and then we're editing what? Config fanline.txt. All right, so we're going to get rid of all of this. Control save. All right, what else needs edited? So we also need to do config.txt. All right, what do I need to change in here? I'm at the bottom. We're adding a line. Okay, so enter, add a line, equals by 3 mini BT. So DT overlay equals pi 3 mini UART dash BT. What in the world just beeped? Oh, a multimeter. Okay, and then save that and close. So that's it. Now I can boot it up and it should work, potentially. All right, let's see what happens. Let's wait for it to come up. Oh, we need a flash clipper again. Okay, am I going to lose my printer.config or is that going to stay? Because if I'm going to lose it, I need to copy it off right now so that I don't lose it. Okay. The Pi is now booted. So do I need to reconnect to it here? We're just going to download it just to be safe. Okay. Where do you want me to work now? You want me to work in the terminal or do you want to work on the printer.config? The firmware. Okay. So is this going to be a make menu config again? Oh, I'm coming. What? What? It's a bug? Okay, okay, I'll get it. I'll get it. It's a bug. All right, sorry about that. You guys hear me all right? There was a bug and I had to save the wife. All right, so what are we doing here now? I'm sorry about that. So do I need to be in the Clipper folder or just no? Make flash flash underscore device equals dev. Oh, in the Clipper folder. Sorry. So Clipper. Yeah, it was a big bug. All right. So make flash device equals / dev tty ama 0. Enter. Hey, that worked. Hot dog. Mike kind of knows what he's talking about here. Hey, shh. Don't speak too soon. Next step is enter the printer.config. Okay, cool. This is almost done. Okay, it failed. Failed to flash device dev tty ama 0. Did I type that in wrong? No, it could not switch flash mode. Oh, I can just move. Oh, so we're just putting it onto the thing. Oh, I'm just going to pull the SD card out. And we'll just put it on the SD card. So we'll do the same way as when I originally made the thing. I will just go here to Clipper and then out. And then we have clipper.bin. Download it to the desktop. That's fine. And then we're going to go on to the desktop. Clipper.bin. SD card. Paste. And then rename it to firmware.bin. Okay, yeah, no worries. It's all right. So that's changed over. So far, Aaron, I am, yes. All right, so Mike, what do we need to change in printer.config now? I'm guessing we need to change the MCU since we're connecting to it in a different way. That's a guess, I don't know. All right, so what do we need to change that to? Find serial colon. Oh, it's right here. Sorry. You mean find it. Yeah, sorry. I was like, what do you mean? Yeah, it's right here in the MCU. The delay in this is kind of brutal. Okay, so we're going to change that to dev ttyama 0. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this here. ttyama 0. Oops. All right, let's see what happens. Attempting to connect. Not connecting. Something I can think is maybe the TX and RX are inverted. I did not restart the printer. Sorry. I don't think it is properly flashing because I still don't have a display. Mike, I mean, this was already running on this. The only thing I'm changing is this part. So does something else need to change in Raspberry config? Because either way, I'm not even getting display on here. Yes, okay, it did switch to current, so it did flash the board, so it went from bin to current. But I'm getting no display. Yeah, but Aaron, the display should power on. The display is not even powering on. There's a step for Raspberry config to disable serial console. Okay, well, let's go into that then. Raspberry config, here we are.
See, Nero here did it. Oh, you just had to change that. Okay, finish. Okay, I think that was it then. Now, does that reboot or do I need to reboot it myself now? Right, we're rebooting now. See if this works. See how long it takes for us to see it. Good night. Good night. You okay? It already rebooted. We have TX to RX. See you, Ryan. I'm gonna guess I don't because it's still not connecting. Oh, Ryan's saying goodnight. Goofball. Not here for that. Where did I put that? So it is TX then RX. So I need to go from TX to RX on the I'm transmitting from the Pi to the board. So transmit on the Pi to receive on the board. So transmit on Pi is near my board. Where's that little diagram at? There it is. So third cable needs to go to receive. Would be the fourth. All right, well, let me flip these two. Okay. And let's see if that comes up. Might be serial speed. I wonder what because I think we set it to the I don't think we set it anywhere, did we? Yeah, you're right, Aaron. I wasn't thinking about it. It doesn't matter which way it goes, as long as it's transmit or receive. All right, so we are reconnected. Hey, Adam. MCU shutdown, timer too close. This generally indicate an intermittent communication failure between the microcontroller and host. What does that mean? Restart the MCU. So make menu config and clipper. Okay. Magnus. So we need to go to and then make menu config. Okay. So I did change it. So here it is set to it's using the serial and it's set to 250,000. Look and see what Nero did on this part. He has a different microcontroller is set, processor is set. Yeah, but I don't see, it doesn't give me the option to do that. It just has me set the baud rate. I don't know where he gets that USART 3. Clipper default is 250,000. Yes, Adam, we are switching from USB to serial. Kind of what Nero recently did in his video. Yes, I do have it. Yeah, we're using the TFT pins. We've been at this for a little while, Adam. Yeah, can I empty MCU config as it is in a shutdown? I'm gonna restart. Yes, we did flash the updated firmware. Though it's still not behaving properly. I'm gonna pull this out just in case. TTY AMA 0. Well, turning it off, turning it back on also power cycles the Pi, and we don't want to power cycle the Pi. It is shut down. So why is the MCU shut down? Man, can we get we ping what's his name to come join? Cadriel, yeah. Well, I mean, I can. He sits down here. It's not connected. Hey, the reset button worked. All right, we're in. We just got to rename it now. That's why it looks weird. Oh, it's there. Okay. All right, that worked. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now let's just oh, and our screen now works too. Hot dog, the screen works. Yep. All right, let's all right. I'm gonna go ahead and close up this electronics box real quick. So let's go to this one here. Okay. Stonks. All right, so now all I need to do is just hide this guy in here. Okay, now that I have this nice big box for everything, and then we're going to close it with, again, the nice new parts that Aaron designed, and then I went ahead and made it dual color for our palette printing. So, Kit, I saw Jared. He is he's a big Clipper user, but so he was showing me his mainsail. Mainsail looks really cool. I can't deny that. It does look very cool. And you can install them both together. I think you just have to change like the port or something like that. First time driving these suckers in, they do take a little bit of force. PETG, cutting threads in a PETG. I will say yes, I do like the fluid interface. The fluid interface is pretty good. Crazy, this is the ANET A8 Plus. At least it was until it became Ultra Magnus. So I don't know if I can still call it an ANET A8 Plus anymore because he went through a little bit of a change.
Got all the latest tech in them now. Well, this is my second printer for Clipper. Well, technically I installed it on here first, but so Megatron down here, right here, this is Megatron. He's running Clipper now, and so is Ultra Magnus. And then I am still debating on the Bear right here, if I want to put it on there. I'm liking being able to manage all of my printers via web app, and then I don't need to worry about SD cards, because as someone with a lot of printers and a lot of different configs and things, it's quite the burden, honestly, to manage all of it. Okay, and there we have the new electronics enclosure on there. Again, it is a little bit bigger than what it was before, so for comparison, this was the previous one, comes up about that high, and then the new one, I think we added, 30 or 40, Aaron added 30 or 40 millimeters onto this for me, so we have a little bit more space down here in the bottom, but I think that looks pretty good. Can't lie. Mike, if you're in the Discord, you can post in a 3D design. You can chat about it in there. So Adam, I actually am, so I'm still learning GitHub Desktop, but what I'm going to do is I want to publish more of the firmwares that I've been creating over this time. Now, granted, I am not the greatest at firmware, but I have put quite a lot of time into them. Now with Clipper, with Marlin, and with RepRap firmware for the BLV, putting a lot of time into the configs, things like that. But just seeing how easy in the end this ended up being, I might also convert the BLV, which is Bumblebee, to Clipper as well. But I am waiting for Raspberry Pis to come in for that. So M14 is asking what's the difference between firmware and software. So firmware is the, for lack of a better term, the operating system that the printer or a controller runs on. It tells the controller how to function. Software interfaces with the firmware, which is, for us, is Clipper is the software that is interfacing with the firmware that is on the controller board, the SKR, in my case. So my Clipper menu. So this is let's just do this here. Yeah, okay. So this is Clipper Fluid. So I'm using Fluid, and this is on Teletran, and that is a separate Raspberry Pi that I'm running as a central location to run all my printers off of. Oh, the LCD menu? I haven't actually used the LCD menu yet. I honestly don't even know what it looks like, because I have not looked at it once since I put Clipper on these machines. But we do have a couple updates here, so we're going to do some updates real quick. Fluid update Clipper. But yeah, so what I will be doing is I'll go back to some of these live streams and I'll put links down below for the different firmwares that I'm using. So this one I already put Megatron
on the GitHub. I'm going to add Ultra Magnus to the GitHub after this, and we'll see how all that goes. And then I'm going to add, I'm slowly adding the Marlin firmware up there as well. Just GitHub, I hate GitHub, to be honest. It's so difficult, in my opinion. I know a lot of people do it. Now, Mike, the one thing that I have not done yet is set up the LCD menu with like the macros and things like that. Apparently there's a way to do that. Ryan started talking to me about it, but I just haven't even looked at it yet because, again, I don't use it at all. I've done a few prints on Ultra Magnus and a few prints on Megatron, all from the web console that I'm using right now. If you find out a way to do it, by all means, please educate me, because it is quite daunting in my opinion. So mine, I mean, here, let me, let's turn big guy around here. Okay. So I will show you what it looks like here. Let's adjust. Let's do like that. Okay, so yeah, so this is the main menu of it. And if we go in, there's Octoprint stuff on the SD card. So this is where you get to your G-code files. Control, you've got home all, steppers off, fan, speed, movements. We have a temperature one here. You can preheat, cool down, and then filament. So we have load and unload filament. I made a separate macro for this. And there is a setup I've used the PID tune from here. I have not done this calibration. Oh, that's Delta bed probe. And that's it. But literally, this is what it sits at. I have yet to print from the LCD or use it for anything. But yeah, this is the RGB 5-sec display. And it also, so this display also does change colors. So I'll show you here in a second. Galvatron more than Megatron. Well, maybe I'll make a Galvatron one day, but I like this this green. Let me see here if I can do this. So that is Megatron over there. So that is the Sunlu PETG. It's this like bright green. It looks amazing. And I was like, you know what, this would be pretty good for Megatron. I could have also used some purple in there instead of black, but I decided just to go with the green and black. And then Aaron made this custom logo, also with the custom logo on the LCD. And I took that logo and put it into the what's it called? The power supply. I created that as well. I did the same thing here on Ultra Magnus. Aaron created the logo. I'll put the logo and the name over here on the side of the power supply, which is really hard to see right now because I got too much stuff on the desk. And then I also took the logo and made a case badge for it as well. and then this is going to end up getting glued onto the side of the power supply. But the only problem with that is that this power supply is not the final form. Aaron and I need to make some edits to it, and I went ahead and created the ANET power supply in Fusion. We just have to modify the design a little bit because I created this to fit a standard 24 volt power supply that you'd buy off Amazon or AliExpress. The ANET one is a little bit different sized, and I kind of created this as an upgrade for the ANET A8 Plus, as a kind of using everything that you can from this build to create something better. So we're using all the motors that came with it. We changed out the LCD, the controller, obviously the hot end. This is a bare hot end. I'm running a E3D V6 with a 0.5 millimeter nozzle. It now has a flex bed, which, speaking of flex bed, this was originally the bed that I bought for the BLV before I supersized it. Today in the mail, we got a present. So I bought some new stuffs. And then here, I wanted to try out some other beds. So this is the FISEC textured bed, which I have on the Prusa Mini. It's actually quite nice. So I wanted to buy one for the Mark IIIs so that I could play with that and see how it is. And then I went ahead and picked up a 300 by 300 bed that fits perfectly on Ultra Magnus. So now I have a texture bed as well as a double-sided smooth PEI bed for Ultra Magnus. And this sticks really good for PLA and PETG from them, and I have an extra magnet if I need one. So yeah, I am stoked to give that a try. Yeah, Galvatron would be bigger. So the next Transformers build, so right now I have Megatron, Ultra Magnus, and Bumblebee. The next one I'm building is going to be Optimus Prime, which is going to be a basically a Prusa Bear, but taller. And then he is going to be red, blue, and I'm thinking I have a gunmetal silver. Then I'm thinking I'm going to do gunmetal silver, and he's going to use mostly all the same parts. I need to talk to Aaron about trying to create a custom logo for Optimus. Optimus is a little more boxy than most of these other ones, so I think we're going to try to create a new logo. But he's awesome with that, so I'm going to see if he can make one. Yeah, the glass bed for this ANET went away. I am using the stock bed from this ANET. I am using the adjustment knobs, but I put in a aluminum spacer on all four of these and then tighten these down tight so the bed does not move at all, and I'm relying purely on the auto bed leveling to make this machine go. I am using an Easy ABL because I had one laying around, but a very cheap, a few dollar, I think these are $2 on AliExpress, these inductive probes, is what I have on most all my other machines. It's what's on the Bear, it's on Megatron, it's going to go on Optimus Prime. Again, I just had this sensor laying around. I wanted to use it because I hate having parts kind of just laying around. I still have like 2 Pindas. I just not particularly care for them. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get to the BLV tonight. It's already getting late. 2 hours into this. I did not expect this work to take 2 hours. But actually, while I can't. So when I'm updating one of the printers, I can't go to another printer. That's kind of a pain. I mean, proximity sensors, I mean, this is a capacitive sensor, so it detects anything. I had one on the, there's one on the Hypercube now. There's one on here.
and I had one on my CR10 that I got rid of last year. And then I also had one on. I thought I had 4. Maybe I only have 3. I might have a 4th one laying around somewhere actually, but I thought I only had. Maybe I did. But yeah. No, the nice thing about them is that like you can have them way far away from your nozzle because their sensing distance is huge. It's like 8 millimeters, 10 millimeters, something like that. So you can really, and that's the issue with the smaller a sensor in diameter gets, the shorter its sensing distance is. So I bought a very, very small inductive sensor to put on Master Crane, only like 6 millimeters wide, maybe 5. It's really small, maybe 8 millimeters, but its sensing distance is like 2 mil. So it has to be just above the nozzle. And if any type of curling, there's a possibility it could catch. So yeah, I do. The bed heats up. So I actually I home the printer, and then the bed heats up. Especially in Clipper, it also does a good job of this. So the bed heats up. The nozzle heats up to 155 degrees. It does my Z auto adjust. I have that program, the tilt adjust, I should say, in Clipper. I do tilt adjust, and then I do G29 to level the bed, and then I start the print. Going off of a few recommendations from other people, I do a mesh calibration. I use it for that print, and then it clears it afterwards. So I always re-level the bed every time I do it. I know there are some people that don't re-level their bed at all. They don't run their mesh with every print. Personally, I like to. So that's what I do. There's no advantage or disadvantage to the other one. I think if you don't cancel it out, you just keep reusing that mesh. What printer make a good Galvatron? I mean, this is a big boy right here. You can make Galvatron out of an A Plus. It's way cheaper. $180. Although some of the prices have gone up on it. But if you haven't seen my review of this printer stock, this printer stock actually was pretty phenomenal, to be quite frank. A $180 printer. It's cheaper than an Ender 3. It has better cooling than an Ender 3, and it has a 50% larger build volume than an Ender 3. I mean, it checks literally every single box that it's better than an Ender 3 is, and it's cheaper. Or even if you get it for the same price, it's still better. A 5015 fan is better than a 4010, bar none. Anyone who has a Voleron with an afterburner can also vouch for that, because the afterburner in its stock form is not great for PLA, but if you do a 4020 mod to it, it's great for PLA. If you can get it for $160, crazy dude, get it. Crazy Chris. I honestly think this is a great value for what you're getting, and the fact that I did this entire basically bare conversion to a new printer, why not? I'm also using Element 8 UUs on the Z, but X and Y are using IGES bushings, IGES bearings. Ultra Magnus is up to date. Let's see if it homes properly. I will say sensorless homing works better on Clipper than it does in Marlin. No, this is not a linear. I mean, you could do a linear rail mod to this if you want to. My whole reason for doing this was to improve the aesthetics and the print quality of the printer as cheap as possible. Now, I would still put in, how much going into this?
I guess like it was less. I think it was right around $100 between the flex sheet and the SKR with 2209s. I'm not counting the filament, but the E3D V6 and an extra fan. The display was like $10, so I guess 100 to $115. You don't have to go with a flex bed. You could use the glass. You could throw an ultra base on there. Those are like $40 for a 300 by 300. But yeah, there's a lot of different things that you could do on this. So we're also going to do a G32 now. But I learned how to do Clipper on this machine. And then I took what I learned and put it onto Megatron, which definitely went way faster. But it also helps that they both use SKR 1.3s. On the roll run, Adam, because I know that some people said they put a 4020 blower fan into there's a mod for the afterburner for a 4020, and that has gone better. But I think there also might be a 5015 one out there. I've only seen the 4020 mod. All right, so after 3 probes, the difference in the two Z's is 0.035 millimeters. That's not too bad. Hey, llama. Yeah, so yeah, because Aaron also talked about, I think on his Pulse page, I'll make sure I'll put a link down below this stream for it. But you can just upgrade. You can use the entire stock ANET 8 Plus with just the bare extruder on it. You could do the SKR mod, or you can do the full here. Everything you see. Raspberry Pi adds $10. So, because I'm specifically using a Pi Zero on here. I'm never going to run a camera on this machine. I just want to be able to remotely control it, and a Raspberry Pi Zero is more than enough just to print to. But if you want to run anything extra on it, you'd need to use a Pi 3. Yeah, no support, but I've got you guys, man, because honestly, as a YouTuber, I can't ask for a better group of people that come hang out with me, because there's so many people that are into RepRap, they're into Marlin, they're into Clipper now. I've got Clipper. I have people who have developed Marlin, people who have developed Clipper in the Discord now. So there is I have a good group of people that come hang out with me. Are Big Tree Tech boards really that bad compared to Crowdy boards? Big Tree Tech boards are 100% better than Crowdy boards, because BTT boards, only the Mini runs integrated drivers. Every Crowdy board runs integrated drivers, and those are stupid to buy. Because if you burn out a driver somehow, which happens, trust me, I know, you fry the whole board. I mean, now, Big Tree Tech boards do have some quality control issues, but and I have lost a Mini. That was not my fault. The Mini just died on me, and I lost a 1.3, my fault. Adam, on this machine, the stock fan is a 5015. I'm actually using the stock 5015 fan on this. Oh, for the Volron. Oh, okay. Well, the 1.8 is not that way, I think, Adam. But the 2.4, that's the cream of the crop. So if your Ender 3 board dies, what do you buy? If you want to use the same form factor as that board, you would buy a Big Tree Tech SKR Mini E3 V2. That's what this one is right here. It is integrated drivers, but its layout is exactly the same as the stock Creality board, but this is 32-bit. But I think Creality is starting to ship 32-bit boards on their newer machines now. But yeah, if I bought these, I have 3 sitting here. I was going to put these into Enders, but I decided to get rid of the Ender machines. So and BTT, yes, Big Tree Tech boards are cheap. You can get an SKR 1.3 for like anywhere between $17 and $20 on AliExpress and like $20 on Amazon, and then it's another like 30 for all the drivers. So Chris, you want to see the extruder? So the extruder, if you're familiar with the Prusa Bear, this is a Bear extruder. So extruders here in the front, hot end fan, blower fan, and then on, I can't move it because the drivers are locked right now. The ABL probe is right here on the side. So again, if you're curious into it, look up the Prusa Bear, and you'll be able to find it. Why is my camera so crooked now? There we go. Garrett, I would throw your Ender out the window, or better yet, use your Ender creative Volron switch wire. So I'm getting away from. I'm still doing reviews of printers as they come in, and as I work on them, obviously I've reviewed this one. I have 3 printers right now that I need to do reviews on still. One is I'm done printing everything. 2 of them I still need to print a few more objects. But I will never buy another fully assembled printer as I have in the past. If people want to send them for me to review, great, but I plan on from now on just doing custom builds as long as I can, as long as I have space to do them. Yeah, I mean, Creality machines are nothing spectacular. They have, I mean, they are bottom of the barrel parts, as they've always been. They have really shoddy cooling. So I will not be building all the Volrons, Adam, but I am. Again, if people keep using all the affiliate links down below, as they have been lately, I plan on building a Volron this fall after I move. So you have 2 SKR 1.4 turbos that's unusable with Marlin and your settings. I don't know what I will build this fall. I'm definitely already planning on doing a Volron Legacy on the Hypercube. I'm going to convert that one. That'll probably be like a Q1 2022 project, I think is what that'll be. I'd like to build a Volron at the end of this year. I'm thinking probably a 1.8. There's some pretty decent starter kits on AliExpress, so I might pick up one of those for like the frame and the main build of it, and then kind of build just like I did the BLV with Bumblebee. That was kind of like a kit, and I'm kind of building off of that. So that's kind of what I'm debating. But that'll be a couple months from now to when I decide to do that. Oh man! All right. Well, that wasn't a bad night. I don't think. Not a bad night at all. Definitely got that stuff done. I wanted to work on. I think maybe so. Today's Friday. I think tomorrow, so Saturday night, we'll work on the BLV again. I just want to do some of these power switches. I'm going to add new LED power switches to that. I just need to add 2 in there. I was debating on adding a 3rd switch, but I don't have anything else to control in there right now.
And I need to redo the foam on the back because it was hitting. So I'm going to try to trim it down, or I'm going to end up buying different foam for in there. Have I ever wanted to print myself? Yes, I have, but I have no way to scan myself. Actually, I do. I have right here a Kinect sensor, and I got that from a friend. There's software out there that you can scan with, and I've been wanting to do a full scan of myself, but have not made time to do that yet because I haven't even looked up the software yet. I know it's possible, just haven't played with it yet, and I'd really like to do that one day. But the main thing I want to do it for is I want to create a bust of myself, 1-to-1 scale in 3D, because I want to do some more helmets, in the future. And the problem is right now is that there's a software out there that can do it for you. It's like $160, $180, something like that. And it's for cosplayers when they're creating armor. It's like Armor Smith, something like that. But it's made for sizing 3D files to you, and you can input your measurements, and it creates something of you. So it creates a 3D model of you in your rough dimensions, and you can size these armor pieces in 3D and then export them however you export them and create your armor via 3D printing or whatever. So I would like to just figure out a way to just scan my upper half and create a 3D model of myself. So I think it would be cool to have that. Also, maybe as like a test thing. I don't know. Maybe as a benchmark, I could print a mini bust of myself on printers. I like printing things that I've created. I've been printing my maker coin for years, which I like that. It has bridging, it has support, things like that. Like I can really say how a filament behaves because I've printed hundreds of them on the same printers, and I know how it should look and how it doesn't look. But I think it'd be fun to do that. Armor Smith, yeah, that's it. Because I recently made, where's it at? It's over here. So I recently did Cade 6's helmet, and like mask helmet, and it's too small for me. And I made it as big as I could on the CR10. That's also why I made the BLV a little bit bigger at 340 by 340 on a bed, so that I could make helmets a little bit larger. And Cade 6's mask/helmet prints half and half, the file that I have for it. And again, it's just a little too small. But I would have loved to know that before I wasted an entire spool of filament on it. And yeah, again, I printed that. I have it here. I wanted to finish it. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I just don't have enough time between now and May. So one thing, since I've got Clipper Gurus in here, why is it that every time I do something, it has multiple of the heated beds and things like that in here, and it just multiplies. It never resets. I'm not sure if this is a fluid. I'm not sure if this is a fluid issue or if I'm not clearing something out in my settings when I do things. So I'm not sure. It's a fluid. Is it a fluid bug? M14, no, these masks, this one here. So this mask here is Casey Jones mask, and this one here is a slicer mask from BioShock. Mike's trying to get me on main sale. That's what he's doing. The base A-net takes carbon fiber well. Can you print carbon fiber with a base A-net? No, you cannot. You would need to... Can you? Yes. Should you? No, because you should put on a hard nozzle. I highly recommend getting one from Micro Swiss.
a hard nozzle for them. They're $15, I believe. I'd highly recommend getting a Micro Swiss hard nozzle. No, M14. I'm a little nerdier than that, so not a big music person. I listen to music, but that's about it. Well, maybe I'll post in the Discord to Cadriel about it. Maybe he knows, or maybe he's working on fixing that. Just doing a G29 real quick. Want to see sure everything is still functioning properly. Seem to have an issue here because we are almost a mil off on the right side. For some reason, this is way higher than over here now. I wonder why. I'm gonna edit let's edit our Z tilt, make it a little bit tighter. Where's it at? Wasn't that bad before. It was only 0.3 before. So it's doing that MCU thing again that I have to reset the pin in here. That's going to be annoying if that is going to keep happening, to be honest. See where it's at in there. Dang it. Reset that. It wasn't a wire issue before. It was a have to reset it issue. Geyer, if you look at the last live stream I did, so installing Clipper on Megatron, I go through step by step on how to install it. I'm sure Nero has, actually his most recent video that Nero did, you can do that. But the last live stream I did, you can kind of shuffle through that and see how to get everything on there. Getting started with the printer config for your printer is going to be a little bit tougher. You're more than welcome to use my config as kind of a base and just adjust it for you. But the initial configuration in Clipper is not easy, in my opinion. probably is M14. It's the cheapo bed, but that's what I'm using auto bed leveling for. I mean, it's a 0.3 millimeter difference. It's not huge. But it also could be the difference in the spring steel sheet. Restart method command. Oh. So how do I do that, Mike? Do I just add it right before serial or right after that? Just in the section? Okay, so let's do restart underscore method. Man, just like that? Maybe. Oh, well, we'll save it and see. Yeah, for some reason, it's way off over there. So let's run a... Maybe it's still not level enough. Again, it could very well be this. I might flip this sheet over and try it again and see if it's the sheet doing that or not. But we were at 0.3 before, and now we've got a 1 millimeter difference between left and right. I also did lower the tolerance of the probing to make it a little bit tighter. At 0.007. And I set it to be 0.02, but 0.007 off. Definitely not that one. So let's get Z out of the way. Let's flip this bed this way and see what it is now. So let's home it again. No, the threaded rods are not off. They are 0.007 millimeters difference between the two of them. That is why we have the Z tilt, which in Marlin is called Z align, but here in Clipperland it's called Z tilt. And it just ensures that your two motors are in line with each other relative to the bed. Yes, this the A Plus comes with dual Z motors, and I have both of them on different steppers so that you can do Z tilt. That is one requirement. If you have both of your Z motors tied to the same stepper, you cannot do the Z tilt. You also cannot get as granular of a auto bed leveling as you would want because of that. But dual Z is the way to go. Well, it's not even one motor, Aaron. It's the one stepper driver. Yeah, it's still off, it's saying here. That's interesting. Because it wasn't that off before. I wonder if something ended up coming loose somewhere. That is interesting. That it's saying that the right is so much higher now than the left is. All right, well, let's take this off. Let's put the other sheet back on. And see what it says with this. Home it again. I have a Mega X that's not operational at the moment. What card do I have installed? So this is running an SKR 1.3 with the Raspberry Pi Zero running Clipper, which is controlling the SKR. I should have ran G29 again. Whoops. Now it also could look different because I'm using a capacitive sensor. It could be interpreting the textured bed differently. And that would be an interesting issue if it ends up being that way because it's capacitive instead of inductive. Because the capacitive, it's going off the surface of this and not necessarily the metal of it, the actual sheet. An inductive sensor goes off the metal, doesn't care what's on top of it. So, yeah, Gar, I could have used a 1.4. I personally see no advantage of using a 1.4 at all. So, I don't know. Yes, the Easy ABL is capacitive. Sound. Not saying it's a big difference there. It's very interesting because it wasn't saying that before. I wonder why what changed. Because again, we were at a 0.3 when I was last printing with this, and now we're at a 1 millimeter difference. So I'm definitely gonna have to go through and tighten up a couple things. Maybe something came loose. That's all I can really say what it is. Yeah, I mean, if you have 1.4, use it. I mean, there's no reason not to use what you have. Personally, though, I don't see the reason to buy a 1.4 because it doesn't offer any, for the $10 more that it costs, it doesn't offer anything different in my opinion. So, kill for everything. Yeah, so I'll play with this a little bit more, but I'm going to end it there. So, you know, again, got Megatron back up and running again with some new cables. Now we have the Raspberry Pi Zero running directly off of Ultra Magnus. So once this boots up, that will boot up. That's awesome.
So definitely got 2 printers, hopefully fully working. This build, again, is almost done. The last thing that I need to do is work with Aaron on getting this power supply completed. And then on Megatron, I need to print off the parts that he redesigned for the Z-tops. And I need to modify the right one to be reverse Bowden capable. So definitely need to do that. So thank you everybody for hanging out. Tomorrow night, I will be back. We're going to work on the BLV tomorrow night. We're going to go ahead and get some new switches in there. That's going to be kind of the hangout again. Like tonight, it's AMA, Ask Me Anything. I love doing this. It's a lot of fun hanging out with everybody. And again, thank you everybody who has been helping me with Clipper. It's truly great to have this going. If you guys want to hang out with us, go down below and check out the Discord. We hang out there. We build printers. We talk about firmware. We talk about all kinds of stuff. So if you need help with something or if you want to get into things, hop over to the Discord and chat with us. If you guys want to support the stream, you can do donations or use any of the affiliate links down below. Those affiliate links help me a ton and be able to buy some really cool stuff later this year using some of that affiliate money. So I thank you everybody so much for tuning in and helping out. I'll see you guys next time. Happy printing.